This is a one-shot masterclass and we are going to talk about the weather in English. Now, whether you're appearing for an IELTS exam or maybe you just want to become a fluent and advanced English speaker, this is that one single video that you need to save and download. Okay, it's a long class, but you're going to find every single thing that you need. For example, we have 30 vocabulary words for you to cover all kinds of weather. We'll talk about hot, wet, cold, all weathers, a windy day, a clear day, and a cloudy day. After that, there are going to be 20 phrases and advanced expressions to help you sound like a native speaker. And there are also 10 small talk questions because weather is a very important topic for small talk. And we're going to learn how to break ice in formal meetings with conversations about the weather. And there will be some listening practice for you with a short story where I'm going to use some of the vocabulary that we've learned already today. And finally, a short practice test. And you're going to find all the key learnings in tables. So as you go along, you can take screenshots. And now, since we have a lot to do, we better get going. Hello, this is Chetna and you're on ChetChat. And it's a Friday today. And by the way, this content is also available as a podcast on Spotify on Skill Up with ChetChat. Most videos on YouTube focus a lot about the cold weather. And since we live in warm climates, I thought, let's begin with the hot weather. Okay, so now I'm giving you 5 vocabulary words first. Here is a sentence on your screen. And imagine it's a hot day outside. So what are the different words that you can use to describe it? Quickly write them down in the comment section below and let's learn some advanced vocabulary. You can say it's a blistering day today. Blistering comes from the blisters that form on your feet when you walk on a very hot surface. So it's a blistering day today. Or you can even say it's blistering hot today. Next, you can say it's blazing hot outside. A blazing fire is one that burns very brightly. So a blazing hot day feels like a fire. This one is from the kitchen. It's roasting outside today. I'm roasting in this heat. You know, I grew up in Delhi. So I was often using these lines growing up. Always roasting outside. Another nice one is it's sweltering hot today. I quite like the word sweltering. It's not sw, it's w. Sweltering. It rolls off quite well off the tongue. I'm sweltering in this heat. This is a good one. It's scorching or it's a scorcher. You can also say it's scorching heat outside. I bet if you say it's a scorcher, you're going to sound very la-di-da. Okay, so the first table is going to come up for you. Take a screenshot. 5 vocabulary words for the hot weather or for summer. Let's take a look at some phrases and expressions that we can use for the summer. There's unrelenting sunshine outside. Unrelenting heat or unrelenting sunshine basically means that it's continuously hot. It's not relenting. It's not becoming cooler at any point. It's hot as an oven today. We love to compare heat to the kitchen, don't we? Hot as an oven. I'm baking in an oven. I'm sweating like a pig in this intense heat. Sweating like a pig is used when there's a lot of heat and humidity. You could also say profusely sweating. Another nice one. It feels like a furnace outside. A burning, scorching furnace. It feels like a furnace outside. I'm parched with heat. I need some water. Parched is used for a very dry surface. I'm parched with heat means my throat feels very dry. Okay, so there's another table coming up for you with the 5 phrases that you can use to describe the summer. And now let's move on to the wet weather, the rainy season or the monsoon vocabulary. In India, we use a very special term for the rainy season and we call it the monsoons. And it could last from up to 3 or 4 months even. And especially in Bombay, where I used to live, it's forever monsoon. So we need vocabulary for this. If you suddenly have a lot of rain one day, you can say, we had a sudden downpour this afternoon. And If it's raining and stormy with water flooding up the roads, you can say torrential rain flooded the streets. Another interesting one to say is it's bucketing down, grab your brolly, as though someone was pouring buckets of water from the skies. And brolly is a cute word for umbrella. Grab your brolly. Sometimes it's not necessarily raining, but it is humid in the rainy season. And you can say it's muggy and icky today. Just like we use the word sudden downpour, we could say caught in a cloudburst. We ran for cover. And like me, if you have lived in Bombay, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, that cloudburst. Okay, and we have a complete table coming up for you, and you need to take a screenshot. These are 5 advanced vocabulary words for the rainy season. Now, let's talk about advanced expressions and phrases to use in the wet weather. Imagine you're outside and it feels like the sky has opened and water's pouring through. That's what this one expresses. It's like the heavens opened today. This is a practical one. Caught without an umbrella, I'm soaked through. Soaked to the bone or soaked through, you can use them quite easily. A nice one to use is it's pelting down rain, like stones pelting down. Sometimes the raindrops are so large, they almost feel like stones. It's pelting down today. You've got 3 beautiful phrases and expressions that you can use to talk about the rainy season or the wet weather. And before we get on with winter vocabulary, this week, the shout out goes to Swati. Swati says that she was afraid of writing exams, but after watching ChetChat, she's a pro at writing exams. So great job, Swati. And if you too want a shout out, then leave me a message below with the hashtag ChetChatters. And it's time now for winter vocabulary. If it's mildly cold, you can say it's chilly outside this morning. I like this one, a tad frosty. Like, when there's some icy stuff on the road, the frost, you can say it's a tad frosty. The morning is a tad frosty. Watch for the ice on the roads. It's a brisk day today. Brisk is a smart way to say cold. Or you can say the air is crisp and cold. Crisp is used for the air, which feels a bit cold and a little biting, like crisp, sharp. On days where you don't feel like stepping out, it's bitterly cold. Make sure you bundle up. Bundle up means to wear all those layers of clothes with a hat and gloves. And here is a table for you with the 5 words for the cold weather. And time now for phrases and expressions relating to the winter. I love this one. It's a one dog night. Bundle up if you're going out. It means that it's so cold that you need to hug one dog and sleep. And if it gets any colder, then you can say it's a 2 dog night. You need to hug 2 dogs and sleep. It's Arctic outside and the wind is biting. There's a cold snap. Better grab your winter coat. And this past winter, when it was very cold in Delhi, I heard my mom saying, it's bone-chilling cold. I need a lot of extra layers. And here's a very cute bonus word for you, mufflements. It means your warm clothes, like all your mufflers and jackets and all of the hats and everything. Your mufflements will protect you from the blistering winter cold. 4 beautiful phrases and expressions that you can talk about the cold weather, and a bonus word. Now it's time for vocabulary for a windy day. A nice word coming up is blustery. It's a blustery day today. A blustery weather is basically rough and windy. Okay, my favorite one is draft. I felt a draft as the wind sneaked in through the window. I quite like this one. There are strong gusts of wind blowing. The way we say gusts almost feels like the wind is coming out of my mouth. Gusts. Another one for a very windy day is the word gale. The winds approached gale force. Squall. Squall is a sudden storm with strong winds. So you can say The sudden squall caught us off guard. And you have the table coming up, the 5 words for a windy day. And now I'm going to give you 3 phrases and expressions for a windy day. This one is very nice. Hold on to your hat, the wind is getting stronger. I like the imagery of holding onto your hat while a strong wind is blowing. You can say this even if the person is not literally wearing a hat. Another easy one is, the wind is picking up today. A nice one this, we seem to be walking in the teeth of the wind. So there you are, 3 fabulous phrases that you can use while your hair is flying in the wind. Take a screenshot and let's move on to the next one. We have a clear day. You know, when we talk about the weather, so much is spoken about bad weather conditions, but we forget to give vocabulary for a perfectly clear day. So let's see what we have. It's a bright one today. This is nice. Bright one means a bright day. Another nice one is, it's a serene day today. Serene and calm. We have idyllic weather today. Great for a picnic. Like ideal weather. Idyllic weather means very pleasant, very peaceful. Another one that you can use, especially if you live in cold countries, is it's nice and warm today. They love a clear sunny day, don't they? When you're out in the open and the sky is clear, perhaps you can see the stars, you can say, the crystal clear skies gave us breathtaking views. Okay, we have 5 fabulous vocabulary terms that you can use for a clear day on your screen. Phrases and expressions to use for a clear day. You can say, there's not a cloud in the sky. It's a perfect day. Open sky is also a nice one. We enjoyed our picnic under the open sky. Another cool one is, it's a clear day and the sun is shining brightly. There you are, 3 simple and beautiful phrases that you can use on a clear day. Make sure you take a screenshot. It's a cloudy day. It's not rainy, but it's just a day with quite a few dark clouds overhead. A cool one to use is, the sky is overcast with thick clouds today. You could also say, the weather looks bleak with heavy clouds covering the horizon. This one is handy. It's a partly cloudy day. It's a gloomy day today. Or, it's dark overhead. So there you are, 5 advanced terms that you can use on a cloudy day. Take a screenshot and phrases and advanced idioms for a cloudy day. The sky is filled with clouds and it looks threatening. Looks threatening means it looks like it's about to come down heavily with rain. Dark clouds on the horizon suggest that rain is on the way. And summarizing the phrases for a cloudy day, again remember to take a screenshot. And now let's talk about the 10 small talk questions. This is a general question you can ask on the phone or even if you've met online on a Zoom call. So, how's the weather at your end? It breaks the ice and it gets people talking. You can also ask, what is it like out there today? What is it like there means, what's the weather like today? What is it like out there today? Or, what's the temperature like out there? Especially if you know that it's been very hot or very cold in their area. Small talk icebreaker number 4 is, nice weather we're having. Check this one out.
Yo!
Hi, this is Mira.
Oh yeah, hey!
Nice weather we're having.
Yeah, I love the weather.
I was wondering, would you like to eat with me?
That was a great icebreaker for a difficult conversation. You could also say, it's warm and sunny outside. Or, this is the best weather we've had all season. Another remarkable day. But what if it's not the best weather? Then what do we say? Well, we could say, awful weather, isn't it? Leaving a little tag at the end, isn't it, leaves it open for them to be able to say something as well. And if it's really hot, you can say, it's boiling outside, isn't it? Or it's a freezing day today, don't you think? Or simply, I can't believe this weather, which encapsulates all kinds of adverse weather. Time for listening practice. Okay. Last summer, I embarked on an adventure to the countryside, hoping for a serene and idyllic escape. However, my plans took an unexpected turn as the weather played a game of surprise. The day started with blistering heat. As the sun blazed like a furnace overhead, I felt like I was baking in an oven, sweat pouring down as if I had run a marathon. The unrelenting sunshine showed no mercy. As I explored the scenic fields, the weather decided to switch gears. Dark clouds gathered, and a sudden downpour ensued, turning the landscape into a wet spell. I sought refuge in a cozy cafe, soaked through but amused by the unexpected twist. The storm, however, was short-lived, and soon the skies cleared. The atmosphere turned brisk with a chilly, biting wind through the air. It felt like the dead of winter, and I could see my breath in the crisp, freezing breeze. Just when I thought the weather couldn't get more capricious, the clouds dispersed, revealing a bright, clear day. The sun emerged and it felt nice and warm, making the earlier downpour seem like a distant memory. I held on to my hat as the wind picked up, adding a blustery touch to the otherwise serene scene. In the end, the day turned out to be an unpredictable mix of weather whims. It taught me that nature's surprises can make even a simple countryside outing an adventure filled with unexpected twists and turns. Wonderful! And now it's time to practice. Question number 1 on your screen. The dash heat made it difficult to stay outside for long. You could use any of these words: blistering, scorching, burning, sweltering, boiling, or blazing. Next question. Standing out in the heat, he was? You could use any of these: sweating buckets, sweating like a pig, or soaked through. Question number 3. Suddenly, dash, and there was a rapid and heavy fall of rain. It was? For the first blank, we could say, suddenly the heavens opened. And for the second blank, you could use any of these words: pouring, bucketing down, a downpour, a cloudburst. Next one. The ground was covered in a layer of frost and the morning felt dash. We could pick from one of these: chilly, nippy, freezing, icy, wintry. And question number 5. There was a strong continuous wind, almost like a dash. You could say gale, storm, or squall. So that was it. After this session, talking about the weather will be easy peasy lemon squeezy. And see you next Friday. Happy learning!